when y'all speak about me, y'all say the utmost crazy shit about me, but y'all expect me to speak about y'all in a very docile, very respectful way.
I really think you a bitch.
It's hard to talk about hip-hop culture today without hearing his name. He's been threatened by rappers, clowned by fans, and dragged across social media more times than anyone can count. Clips of him yelling, laughing, or getting exposed flood the internet every other week, yet somehow he remains at the center of it all.
This big act in the building, nigga.
DJ Akademiks. To some, he's the voice of the streets, the man who gave underground artists their first platform. To others, he's a loudmouth instigator, a gossip blogger who built a career off chaos and controversy. But how did a kid from Jamaica who once played video games and uploaded mixtapes become one of the most powerful and polarizing figure in hip-hop media? And if he's reached that level of influence, why does it feel like he's constantly fighting to keep his respect? This is the story of DJ Akademiks, the rise, the contradictions, and the price of becoming the most hated voice in hip-hop media. Before the fame, before the headlines, before the chaos, there was just Livingston Allen. Born in Spanish Town, Jamaica, he grew up in a strict but lively household. Music filled the air, reggae, dancehall, and old-school hip-hop, but so did structure and expectation. His family wanted discipline, not drama. When he moved to New Jersey as a teenager, life took a sharp turn. Suddenly, the confident boy from Jamaica found himself trying to fit into a new world. Livingston wasn't the cool kid or the athlete. He was the quiet one, the observer, always watching, always analyzing. Livingston obtained a degree in biomathematics, which further shaped his analytical mind and his obsession with numbers. It was in college that he found his voice, or rather his alter ego. At Rutgers University, Livingston was a disc jockey for the Rutgers University radio station WRSU-FM until 2013, when he was kicked out for his commentary and selection of music. While specific details of the commentary are not widely publicized, it was reportedly considered inappropriate for a university radio station, ultimately leading to his dismissal from the position. Friends jokingly began calling him DJ Akademiks because of his obsession with school and information. The name stuck and a persona was born. But what started as a college hobby would soon turn into something much bigger. Akademiks began uploading mixtapes and commentary videos online, talking about hip-hop culture, upcoming rappers, and internet rumors. His sharp tone and no-filter attitude caught attention fast. Then came the spark that changed everything, the war in Iraq. Covering the Chicago drill scene like a hip-hop news reporter, he treated real street violence like breaking entertainment stories. His videos were dramatic, often mocking, and sometimes shockingly detailed. The views skyrocketed. His audience loved the energy, the fearlessness, the drama. But in Chicago, the reaction was far from positive. Many called him reckless for turning real-life tragedy into entertainment.
You know, I've grown. Was it appropriate? Probably wouldn't do that again. I wouldn't do it again just because I think we're dealing with mental illness in Chicago.
Some even blamed him for escalating tensions between rival gangs. In just a few months, the name DJ Akademiks became famous and infamous. A college student who wanted to talk about hip-hop had accidentally stepped into the dangerous intersection of music, street culture, and sensationalism. And from that point on, there was no going back. When Akademiks' YouTube channel started taking off, he realized something powerful. He didn't need to rap, produce, or manage artists to make an impact in hip-hop. All he needed was a microphone, an opinion, and the courage to say what others wouldn't. His commentary videos were fast, entertaining, and brutally honest. He spoke like a fan, not a journalist, and that made people listen. He broke down beefs, exposed rumors, and reacted to breaking news before most outlets even noticed. His uploads became addictive, a mix of gossip, humor, and controversy that gave fans a front row seat to the chaos of hip-hop. By 2017, his online influence had caught the attention of Complex, a major media company looking to bridge the gap between old-school credibility and new-age internet energy. They offered him a seat beside one of hip-hop's most respected voices, Joe Budden, and just like that, Everyday Struggle was born. The show was lightning in a bottle. Two completely different personalities debating daily about the culture. Joe was the grizzled veteran rapper, emotional, unpredictable, and passionate about lyricism and authenticity. Akademiks was the internet kid, data-driven, sarcastic, and unapologetically detached from the real rapper code. Their chemistry was explosive from day one. When Joe would get angry, Akademiks would smirk. When Akademiks made a point, Joe would shout over him. It was hip-hop's generational clash live on camera. One of their most infamous moments came during the 2017 BET Awards, when Migos joined them for an interview. Joe Budden's frustration boiled over. He dropped the mic and walked off set mid-interview, leaving Akademiks frozen and awkwardly smiling at the group.
All right, we gotta wrap this up though.
My bad. Have you tried to jump?
I couldn't
wrap
hear
it up
anything
then.
over there too. Close it.
Close it.
Hey, listen, man. I wish I could talk to Amigos longer, man. It's one of my favorite groups. I've been covering for so long. I'm glad they succeeded, man.
Hey man, you guys are nominated tonight. Have a good show.
That single moment went viral overnight, defining their dynamic in one clip. Joe's temper versus Akademiks' awkward calm. Everyday Struggle turned Akademiks into a household name. He wasn't just the YouTube guy anymore. He was sitting beside legends, shaping hip-hop conversations in real time. But the fame came with a price. The bigger he got, the louder the criticism grew. To many in the industry, Akademiks wasn't a journalist or a commentator. He was an opportunist who played both sides. Still, one thing was clear. DJ Akademiks had found his lane and he wasn't planning to slow down. Online, DJ Akademiks is a powerhouse. He yells, laughs, mocks, and challenges rappers without hesitation. He'll call out street legends, argue with artists twice his size, and act like nothing can touch him. Behind the screen, he's untouchable, a digital warrior armed with confidence and Wi-Fi. But in the real world, things look a little different. When Akademiks steps out from behind the camera, that same energy doesn't always follow. He's often quiet, nervous, even uncomfortable around the very people he criticizes online. And fans have noticed. The internet never forgets when the loudest voice suddenly goes silent. One of the clearest examples came during the 2017 Everyday Struggle interview with Vic Mensa. Akademiks had made jokes about violence in Chicago, calling deadly feuds entertainment. When Vic confronted him face to face, his tone changed immediately. Mensa looked him dead in the eyes and said, "You're a bitch."
Chief Keef didn't like me, Dirk didn't like me. I mean, I think they grew to understand that the content was not just negative, right?
No, it was clowny. It was just negative, man.
No.
Like, come on, boy.
You don't think it was nothing constructive about it?
There was nothing constructive about it. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I really think you're a bitch. Because...
In what sense?
Because...
Akademiks froze, tried to laugh it off. The man who built his brand on fearless commentary suddenly looked terrified. Then came the moment with Meek Mill. Akademiks had spent months criticizing Meek online, calling him emotional and irrelevant after his feud with Drake. But when they finally crossed paths, the confrontation never came. Instead, Akademiks backpedaled, saying he respected Meek as a legend.
At least for 10 years, I don't care what we say about Meek. Yeah, he got beat by Drake, whatever. That nigga was the epitome of street rap on the East Coast. That nigga's a legend.
The internet called him out instantly once again. The online bravado didn't match the in-person humility. Even more recently, during streams, when rappers like Lil Baby or 21 Savage send indirect shots his way, Akademiks responds with threats and jokes safe behind his setup. But outside of Twitch or YouTube, he keeps his distance. This duality, tough online, timid in person, is what fuels the contradictions in Akademiks' image. He thrives on controversy, but when it gets too close, he retreats. He mocks danger but avoids it at all costs. And that's where the cracks begin to show. Because while the internet rewards confidence, real life tests it. And for DJ Akademiks, the man and the persona have never truly been the same. This is where DJ Akademiks' story takes a darker, more tangled turn, the contradictions and lies that have come to define his online persona. For years, Akademiks has built a brand on being the truth teller of hip-hop, the one who exposes industry secrets, calls out hypocrisy, and says what others are afraid to say. But the irony? He's become one of the most contradictory figures in the culture himself. One of the clearest examples is his on and off loyalty to Drake. Akademiks has long praised Drake as the greatest artist of this generation, defending him during beefs, hyping every release, and even acting as his unofficial PR man. But when the internet turns on Drake, Akademiks often shifts with the tide. He's quick to criticize when views or headlines demand it, then doubles back once Drake's dominance is undeniable again. It's less about integrity, more about traffic. Whoever trends wins.
My nigga, I'm sorry to tell y'all. I like Drake. I think that lawsuit's dumb as shit. Like, I don't care what y'all niggas say. I think it's dumb as shit. It's a stupid ass lawsuit, bro. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, I would have rather him sue Kendrick. Just sue Kendrick. Like, bro, it's a stupid ass lawsuit. Like, this lawsuit to me is about what could be said to this song. I love diss songs. I like when niggas say, I want to dig your mama up and piss on her, nigga, and bury her again. That's my type of diss songs. I sit here and I listen to the most heinous songs in the world. I'm sorry, calling you a certified pedophile, not worse than Who I Smoke, not worse than any King Von song. I'm sorry, that's the type of songs I like. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, I think those songs should stop. I'm not.
Then come the countless feuds from Meek Mill to Freddie Gibbs to Lil Yachty. Each story follows the same pattern. Akademiks pokes, provokes, and posts for attention, then cries foul when things get messy. With Meek Mill, it was endless trolling, clowning him after the Drake beef, and mocking his credibility. But when Meek fired back, Akademiks suddenly became the victim, saying he was being unfairly targeted. With Freddie Gibbs, it turned personal. Akademiks called him irrelevant and broke, while Gibbs mocked his looks and lifestyle. Instead of walking it back, Akademiks escalated, threatening to end Freddie's career even though Gibbs was thriving musically and critically. And then Lil Yachty, one of the mildest rappers out there, called him out for negative coverage. Akademiks laughed it off at first, but later admitted he didn't really have an issue, claiming it was all just content. That phrase, just content, has become Akademiks' shield. It's how he dodges accountability while continuing to stir chaos. The recent meltdown came after journalist Lauren LaRosa called him out for lying about Kendrick Lamar's concert attendance. Akademiks claimed Kendrick couldn't sell out stadiums, a blatant exaggeration easily disproved by ticket data. When LaRosa checked him publicly instead of correcting himself, Akademiks went into full meltdown mode, live streaming angry rants, name-calling, and trying to discredit her professionalism.
MetLife says 2 sold-out nights with Kendrick Lamar and SZA on the Grand National Tour begin now. You says, I'm here in Akademiks Live. Your surety. I lied about what? Kendrick's like that. SZA is fucking performing her ass off. The show is fire. Shorty, I was supposed to be at the show tonight. You got comm tickets because you a ho... Let me just keep it chill. Because if you can't identify what Akademiks lied about, when I call you out of your name, and I'm gonna call you out of your name tomorrow, I promise you, I'm calling you, your mama, your daughter, anybody. I don't give a fuck.
It backfired badly. Fans saw it for what it was, another example of Akademiks twisting facts for clicks and losing control when confronted by someone who came with receipts. Through all of this, there's one constant Akademiks' ability to play the victim after starting the fire. He provokes, he pokes, he instigates, but when the smoke gets too heavy, he claims to be unfairly attacked. He paints himself as the misunderstood commentator, the lone truth teller surrounded by haters. But the truth is, much of the drama he faces comes from his own contradictions. He's the aggressor and the victim, the instigator and the commentator, depending on what fits the moment. Despite the criticism, the backlash, and the countless public feuds, DJ Akademiks hasn't changed, not even a little. He still stands firm in his belief that he's one of the few who truly keeps it real in hip-hop. In his mind, he's the mirror that reflects what rappers don't want to see, the fame chasing, the fake gangster personas, and the industry politics behind the music. No matter how many rappers threaten him or how much hate he gets online, Akademiks continues to call out what he sees as hypocrisy. He proudly labels himself the truth teller, exposing street rappers who, in his view, glorify violence they've never lived or can't handle. And while that message might hold some truth, it's often buried beneath his ego and the chaos he creates delivering it. Because for Akademiks, calling out and clout chasing have started to look almost identical. It's a strange cycle. The same culture that made him famous now can't stand him.
Dumb fucking slut. Let me just bring this up real quick. You see, because of women like you is the reason why we don't feel no empathy for you. You see, the dumb fucking slut you are, and by the way,